What's going on, everybody? King John here, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a first impressions video on Avatar Belial and Vira, both of the new DLC characters for Granblue Fantasy Versus. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to be doing a guide or any type of review on the character. I'm just going to be going through every single move, and I'll give you basically a little bit how I feel. I played both characters for a couple of hours, so I kind of have a basic idea of how good every single move is, and my first impressions, I already have some of those. And I'm basically going to let you guys know what I think about every single special move, and I'll let you know if I think they're strong or they're weak. But before we get into that, guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate all the support, but now let's actually get into my first impressions on Avatar Belial and Vira. So now that we're actually here, we can actually, go and see what these characters can do. So first things first that I want to go is I want to tell you guys all of the normals and essentially, tell you what I think about them. So first of all, her close L, it's a 5-framer, which is good. It's plus on block. It's actually plus 2 on block, which I can show you with the frame advantage. It's actually plus 2 on block. It's very good. Her 2L is also plus on block. It's also plus 2 on block. And they're both very good for stagger pressure, very good for getting some tick throws and things like that. Her far M is very good. Like, this is a really good poke. It has a lot of range into a lot of things, and it's very easy to confirm into. You just get the poke and you can confirm into a million things. It's very good. Her close M is like a Catalina close M. It's 0 on block. It's nothing really too crazy. Her 2M is pretty good. It's not as good as like a Catalina 2M, but it still has a pretty good range, and it gives you a lot of like poking capability. She's very good in the neutral. She definitely has very good neutral buttons in her medium buttons. Oh, and also her far L is pretty decent. This button's kind of hard to confirm from because it's so fast, but it's not bad. It has pretty good range for her far L. Actually, very good range. And then her heavy, surprisingly, is her least reaching button. And then her close heavy is very good. It's always like her hardest hitting starter, so if you want to get a guaranteed punish, you got to go into her close heavy. It also links it to itself if it's on counter hit, which is pretty cool. So as an example, you can literally do 2 of them in a single combo and do whatever you want to do, So that's very good. So all her buttons are pretty good for neutral. She actually has some really good neutral buttons. She reminds me a lot of Catalina, ironically. She definitely doesn't have better poking normals than like Catalina or Percival would, but she definitely has very good poking buttons. Oh, and her 2H, her anti-air is kind of eh. Her anti-air is okay. It's not really the greatest anti-air, but we'll talk about that later. And then her sweep is very good. Has a lot of range, pretty decent links. It's special cancelable into everything. It's pretty good, gets you good knockdown, nice range. You can set Luminera and things like that. Oh, and then finally her air moves. You have the jumping L, which is whatever. Her jumping M is an air-to-air move, which is kind of weird. I don't see really anybody ever using this. Her JH is your go-to jump-in button. This is the button you're always going to be using in order to jump in on people. And then her JU is her cross-up button. So that's very good. It's a very good cross-up button. Like, oh my god, it's super good for cross-ups. But now let's actually get into her special moves. So let's start with 236. 236 is like the Fury Slash or whatever, and it has 3 different versions. There's the L version, which doesn't have a follow-up. There's the medium version that does have the follow-up, and then the EX version that has the follow-up and the wall bounce. So it has the wall bounce, for example, just to show you. Now the thing about this is that your 236L is going to be your safest. It's going to be your safest follow-up. So if you don't really want to take any risks, 236L is going to be the way to go. It's very safe. It's only like what? It's only minus 4 on block, so it's basically safe. It's nothing crazy. If you want to get more damage, then 236M is going to be your way to go, but it's unsafe, so you better be sure you're confirming into the right thing. But this special also serves as your main frame trap option. For example, if I want Belial to start mashing, or if I think he's gonna mash, then I'll just do like 236. I can do 236M or whatever. It's the same thing. It's your frame trap option. So like I said, if you really think they're gonna mash, like if you're really very confident about it, you can do you can do 236M or 236H. Oh my god, if I can get it, Jesus, there you go. And then you can get your big combo, of course, and things like that. But if you just want to play it safe and you don't think they're gonna mash yet, then you can just do 236L and still get the frame trap, but not get the risk, but you won't get as much damage. It's all like about confirming. This character's a very like neutral confirming character. You're gonna be confirming a lot and things like that. Now moving on to her next special move in the normal version, at least, because we will go over the versions, we will go over the install versions soon. We always have her DP. The DP is nothing crazy. Of course, you know what a DP is. Well, if you don't know what a DP is, well, then a DP is essentially an invincible reversal. DP stands for Dragon Punch. It's basically just a Shoryuken, an invincible way to get somebody off of you. There's obviously there's just 3 different versions. The light DP, the medium DP does a little bit more damage, and then the heavy DP, which just gives you the hard knockdown. So nothing crazy about that. Her DP has a pretty good angle. It's actually one of the more traditional DPs that I've seen in this game, because usually every DP is kind of weird. Like Gran has like 2 Shoryukens, and then Catalina also has a pretty traditional DP, so she has like a Catalina DP. But moving on, we're gonna go to her command dash, which is gonna be Sacred Oath, which is this special. I don't really think it's that great. There's not that much you can do off of it. You're not plus, you're safe, but you're not plus or anything. You are meant to space this out so you can be like, it's kind of like a whiff punish tool. It's kind of like a rush in tool at the same time. It's weird. If you do it too close, you will be punished because it's -5. So if you have a 5-frame normal, then you can punish it, which is every character in the game now. Actually, I think I'm thinking about the wrong game. Forget about that. That was a Guilty Gear Strive thing. If you do it too close, you can't get punished. It's -5. So pretty much if you're very close, 5-frame characters can punish it. But you are meant to use this at space, intervals, so you can be safe and maybe like catch somebody slipping. It is a mid, so it's not like it's a low. If it was a low, it would be a lot better, like Percival, but it's a mid. There's nothing crazy about it. I don't think this is that strong, but this one is plus. 214M, the medium version, is actually plus. It's essentially the same thing. It's +2, so you can get a mediums out of it. It's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. A pretty decent frame trap. Very good way to like sneak this in if you're playing neutral. If you do this in between block strings, it does have a gap so people can mash. But if you're playing neutral and you want to get something going, then you can do this, and now you're plus. So that's also very cool. And then you have 214H. This is more of a combo extender. There's not that much point of doing this in the neutral. But if you are in the corner, I believe it does give you a wall, and not a wall bounce, a ground bounce. You can continue off of. If I can. This is more of a combo extender tool more than anything. It's not. 214H is not that great. Its only real purpose is to extend combos in the corner and things like that, because it gives you that wall bounce, that ground bounce that you need. So that's pretty much its only purpose. Honestly, this 214 special like string is not that great. The only one that really sticks out to me is just 214M, and that's pretty much it. And then her last special is gonna be Luminera, which is basically her most like one of her more special, her most important special moves. And this is her main way of getting Oki. Like, she's gonna be knocking you down, and she's gonna be getting Luminera off every single time. Think of it like GG for Fairy. This is her main way of getting Oki and things like that. The light version just lands really close to the opponent. The medium version lands very far. It doesn't track, so it's a distance thing. And then the EX version, just tracks automatically no matter where you are on the screen. The EX version is going to track no matter what, so if you want to get in for free or force somebody to do some type of decision, then yeah, you go for it. But now let's talk about her most special mechanic, and that's her install, her command grab, the way she actually goes into the more powerful version of herself. Now the command grab is pretty simple. It can be triggered even on hit, on block, on anything. It's really good. A thing that I mentioned in my Vira video that you should watch, by the way, is that you can actually get this in combos. If you get counter hits, you can actually do it in a combo. It's a combo command grab, and even if you get a knockdown with Luminera, you can still get the command grab off. Even in middle combos, it's actually pretty good. Over time, it's gonna get harder to land the command grab, so you're gonna have to get more and more creative ways to land it. But even if you don't, you still got the Super Scav art to go into insta regardless, so it's whatever. But let's actually go and talk about probably the most important part of Vira's kit, and that's her install that lasts the entire round. It doesn't transfer between rounds, and it lasts one full round. There is no timer on it. It just the length of the round it will last. And in her install, she unlocks a brand new move, which is her 5U, and her unique is now a kind of air dash in a way. She has a real air dash if you just jump and do that, but this is also a way of air dashing in a way. It's also a way to feint. It's also a way to do a bunch of things. It's a good movement tool. It's a good mobility. So the way that most of her special moves change is, for example, in her DP, she actually gets a follow-up to the version. In her 236 series, she gets a command dash, or a dash cancel, you could say, which unlocks brand new combo routes, because now that you're actually you know, in the, you can actually dash cancel, you can get more routes and things like that. You can get stuff like this, pretty cool stuff. Her Luminera gets enhanced quite a bit, especially the EX Luminera. You can do crazy stuff, enhanced quite a bit. So essentially, she just gets way more powerful. Especially her 5U is actually like kind of a legit anti-air. It's actually like pretty good for some weird reason. Actually, like pretty good for some weird reason. I don't know if it has invincibility, but it's actually a very legitimate anti-air that she can actually like use. So it's kind of funny in a way that this is actually like a better anti-air than this. But obviously she gets way stronger, and this is definitely like her strongest version because she gets more combo routes, she gets more damage, she just gets stronger in every way. She gets more damage, more combo tools, she gets follow-ups, and things like, and all that sort of matter, whatever. She also gets a brand new SBA during install, which is literally just a full screen beam, which is very good for either whiff punishing or just catching somebody doing a fireball. Like if you're doing a fireball war, you can just cancel it out with just doing the super. Catching it full screen does really good damage. But keep in mind, this is Avatar Belial. He does have lower health, so it is a lot more damage, or it is a lot less damage than what it seems. But like I said earlier, the best part of her entire kit is this 5U. Like she can basically set up safe jumps from anywhere on the screen with the 5U. It's very cool, the stuff that she can do. Pretty much anywhere on the screen, if you know your route, you can easily get a safe jump of some sort. Like it's so good, it's so easy. She also gets a brand new DP, which gives her like hard knockdown. She can get even more mix up out of it. She can do all types of crazy things. I'll probably put up some videos on screen of the type of things she's actually able to do. Like she gets a lot of mix up, a lot of cool things. It does get defeated by the block button for a lot of the left right ones, but she does have really good mix up, and she has really good safe jumps, and she's overall just really good once she's in install. And she's pretty good in normal mode, but once she's in install is when she really shines. Now we're gonna switch sides, and we're actually gonna take a look at Avatar Belial. And Avatar Belial, whoo boy, this character is something. So let's start with normals. His 5L is plus, his 2L is 5 frame startup, and it's 0 on block, which is very good. His 2M is no longer plus in this version, which is pretty surprising. It's still low, but it's no longer +1, which is something. His far M is pretty cool. It's a double hitting far medium, which is nice. His close M is whatever. His close H, very hard hitting. It does a lot of damage if this is your starter. And then his far H, very good poke right here. This is definitely your poking neutral button. This is the one you're going to be confirming from most of the time. Very strong and pretty good range. His sweep, very good sweep. 2U, similar to Vira, very long range, very good. It's also special cancelable. They can do whatever. His 2H is pretty good too. It's a lot faster than Vira's. It has a big hitbox. It's get big combo damage out of it. It's very good. And then his 5U unique is just a laser, and we'll talk about that later. So let's start with specials. 236L is a grounded fireball, similar to First of all, you cannot roll it, you can only spot dodge it. Very good. He gets a 5U follow-up. For those who don't know, he gets a 5U follow-up out of almost all of his special moves. So for example, if I get a hit, I can just follow up, and also I can do this. It's necessary. It's very good. His 236M is it covers literally everything. Pretty much covers the whole screen. You can roll, but this one you can roll and you can spot dodge this one. But this one's to catch jumping and things like that. It's also, you can also cancel to it. You can also do all types of that type of thing. There's something very cool about this, that if you actually catch people jumping, you can actually air unblockable them. Because for those who don't know, grounded moves in this game are complete air unblockable no matter what. So if you catch somebody jumping and you confirm, you can actually catch them. Sometimes it won't work, but you can actually do that type of thing. And then finally, his 236H is a fireball. It's basically a stronger version of 236L, but this version is actually plus on block, and it basically carries them. So it's for combos and things like that. So all these three projectiles are very strong. It basically turns like Belial into a mini zoner. He's essentially can do it all. If you think they're gonna jump, 236M. If you think they're gonna roll or run at you, 236L. And of course you can confirm it either way. If you get a hit, you do the regular conversion. If you get them to block, you do this version, and now you're plus on block and continue your string, which is pretty OD. 236H is like a combo extender. basically. It's a way to extend your combos, and it's a way to keep pressure going, of course, because it's plus on block. But now moving on to the next special, it's just his DP. Nothing special about this, it's just a DP like when it was with Vira. This one gives you a knockdown, this one does more damage, and this is the fastest one. Now let's talk about his main, like, I guess the main special you're going to be using most of the time, and that's his Rekka. Right here he has three different versions of the Rekka, which is the light version, the medium version, and then of course the heavy version, which has a wall bounce. Now, a thing that I actually discovered later on while playing the character is that there's more than, this is not the whole string. You would think this is the finisher, but you can actually just keep going. The 5U follow-up works in these specials too. So if you're catching somebody blocking, you can do that to get the knockdown if you catch. So for example, if you're doing a string and you do this, you can just keep going with the pressure because that's plus on block. Very good. This one, medium one, has way more range. It's really far that it can reach. Like, oh my god, this is just like a lunge if you want to go YOLO and try to get a hit. Very good, does pretty good damage from whatever. And then of course the heavy or the AEX version causes wall bounce. It's your combo extender, and all of them are very good, especially once I discovered that you can get the 5U follow-up from all of these, which I didn't know before. I thought this was just the end. No, you can just keep going. All of them are very good. And then probably his most unique special is the Wings Bestowed, which is his like hover move. So he has four different things he can do from this. He can do the laser, he can do a feint type of move, and then he can do a dive kick of sorts, and then he can do the almighty command grab, of course. Now this is probably one of his most powerful specials that a lot of people aren't really utilizing yet because it's pretty early, but there's a lot of things you can do with this. So as a quick example of a way that you can actually use this for Oki and mix-ups on your wake up is, let's say you get a combo in the corner and you're doing your thing or whatever, right? You get the hit, now you're doing your thing, boom, feint, and now you just baited the DP. That is a really strong thing that a lot of people aren't really utilizing, because if you condition characters enough, or I'm sorry, if you condition people enough, you can mix up your options and actually do different follow-ups. So let's say I'm going to do the same string, but this time I've actually conditioned them because I baited their DP a couple times. You know, they're scared, they don't want to take that damage, but nah, you're going to take even more damage because I got the command grab off this time. And now you're going to take even more damage because you were scared. That's just a taste of the things you can do. There's a lot of things you can do. If you guys want to check more tech, go on Twitter, check out the hashtag GBVSAB or GBVS_JB. Also, some other things about his other follow-ups is that his M follow-up actually is plus on block. As you plus on block, it's +2 on block, so you can get all types of follow-ups from it. It's very strong, very good way of getting in. So Avatar Belial is literally a character that can do it all. This character is very strong. He can zone, he can rush in if he wants to, he can do pretty much everything. It doesn't matter. He just goes on forever and ever and ever. But he does trade health. He does trade 500 health every EX move that he uses, but he gets fast cooldowns and he gets things like that. So if you really just want to go power hungry and just go absolutely crazy and ham, Avatar Belial is probably your character. You're definitely gonna have to, you know, manage his health and make sure you don't get hit and play good defense, because he will die. He has the lowest health in the game and he takes health for every move he does, or every EX move he does. So you gotta be careful, you know, but he's definitely a lot of fun to use. He's pretty much a party character. He just does whatever the hell he wants. And other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the first impressions. What are you guys thinking about Avatar Belial and Vira? I think they're both very strong characters, and I'm really looking forward to trying them out more in the future. Maybe we'll enter a tournament or something, I don't know, we'll see. But until then, guys, subscribe to the channel on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that his SSBA is a demon, so that's fun. So yeah, I'll see you guys then for real this time.